Hi guys, welcome to Nerd Bites, and this is going to be my top 5 Game of Thrones deaths. Now before we begin, obviously spoilers ahead. If you haven't watched seasons 1 to 5, then obviously don't watch this top 5 because you're not going to be happy when you find out that I've spoiled everything for you. You've been warned. With Game of Thrones season 5 wrapped up and me not being able to talk about it all the time, I thought I'd do a nice little top 5 because I'm getting withdrawal symptoms. So this is my top 5 Game of Thrones deaths. In at number 5 is, of course, Ned Stark when he lost his head. Ned lost his head. I put this one in at number 5 because it's a classic death, and it kind of got the ball rolling for us going, right, nobody's safe, because you always thought he was the main character. Then he lost his head on episode 9 of season 1, and obviously the episode after that, we found out his head's on a spike. Yep, definitely dead, and it was a big shock because you didn't think it was going to happen. In number 4 is Tywin Lannister when he gets shot with a crossbow bolt twice while on the privy. Tyrion at the end of season 4, episode 10, is on his way out to basically get out of the King's Landing because he's going to get killed. Then he goes back, kills Shay, and then he takes the crossbow and goes into the toilet where Tywin is a little bit busy and proceeds to have a little bit of a talk. Tyrion crossbolts him first time in the chest, because he called him his love whore for the second time when he warned him not to, and then again just for good measure, and he died on the privy as Tyrion went off. It was a good death, it was an awesome death, and it was one I didn't expect to happen that soon. I always assumed that Tywin would eventually get his comeuppance, but I didn't expect it to be Tyrion doing it, and I didn't expect it to happen the way it did. But it was good, it was fun, because he was such a proud person, and to die on the privy, it was just a good thing to do. I think it was a good, like, kind of poetic justice, if you will. Then number 3 is the Red Wedding Massacre. Now, obviously, this isn't one death, this is many deaths. Obviously, the main 3 being Robb and his missus with the baby, and Catelyn Stark as well. This was just one of the biggest shockers. Season 3, episode 9. Just everybody on the Stark side, including the dogs and everything, were all killed. Robb was caught with a load of crossbows, his missus was stabbed in the chest and the baby died inside her, and then after Robb gets another little stab from Roose Bolton straight into the heart, and after he's on the floor, it's then that Catelyn Stark gets a slit to the throat and she's gone. It was just an absolute massacre, it was a bloodbath, and it was awesome, but it was so shock filled, and it was just, you couldn't take your eyes off it, it was so epic. In at number 2 is Oberyn Martell from Dawn. He was in season 4 for a few episodes and died on episode 8, I believe, when he decided to stand to fight for Tyrion in the Battle of the Combat, basically, against the Mountain, because he obviously wanted to kill the Mountain because of what he did to his family, and they squared off. He basically got the upper hand quite reasonably quickly because he was very talented, very athletic, and stabbed the Mountain a few times straight through the chest. You think, that's it, done, Mountain's dead, brilliant. But he proceeded to get cocky and dance around and go, no, you have to admit your crimes. And he got too cocky, and the whole time was like, oh God, don't do that, you're gonna get killed. And surely enough, Mountain dragged him over, punched him, knocked a few of his teeth out, and then he put his hands into his head and just squeezed, and then bang, his face completely exploded, blood everywhere, and it was just such a gruesome and kind of epic death. I was just like, this has got to go up the top somewhere, because it was so graphic, and the scream of his wife after he'd been killed, it was just insane. Incredible death. In at number 1 is that son of a bitch that we all hate, and there was nothing more satisfying than seeing this little kid die, Joffrey Baratheon. God, I was so happy when he died. It was a shock, didn't expect it to happen this soon. I thought he'd get his comeuppance right near the end of the books and the seasons, but he got it episode 2, season 4, and he was poisoned, basically, during his own wedding. He was poisoned, and this is the death I wanted for him. I wanted him to die in the most horrible, horrific way possible, because I hated him so much. I don't think I've ever hated a character as much as I hated this guy, and I think a lot of people are the same. He's just a horrible, horrible human being. He was a dick for the sake of being a dick, because he knew that he could. And when he finally got his comeuppance, he was poisoned, blood coming out of every orifice, choking, going blue. Nothing he could do, nothing that his mum could do, and he just died, just painfully, slowly. It took over his system, and then he was dead. And I was so satisfied with this death, because he was a horrible human being. It was an awesome, awesome way to go. So that's my top 5 Game of Thrones deaths. What did you think of the best deaths throughout the seasons? Let me know down in the comments or send me an email. Also, you can find me on the various social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Just type in Nerd Bites anywhere and I'm sure you'll find me. And of course, keep it nerdy.